podcast. We're at Monte Cristo and Brickell. That's right, Prime Cigar. Special guest today, my boy Adam, Mr. South Beach. Adam, how are you, buddy?
Live in effect.
There
the
he
Greeks.
is.
Can I get a daps?
Yeah.
Give me a dap. There it is.
It's March Madness. Obviously, you got the draft, so he gets a lot of appearances to be Baker Mayfield because this kid looks just like him.
It's a problem.
He
it's a problem.
definitely does.
It's a great problem for him to have.
Definitely. So what's going on with you, your life, South Beach, everything? I know you got a lot of things going on. Tell us what's happening.
I'll give you the raw. So I live in South Beach.
Cool.
We know each other from
long time.
From
15 years ago.
My first job out of college, 2002. I worked for Clear Channel at the time.
Yeah, yes.
iHeartMedia now, iHeartRadio. You taught me how to sell. Taught me how to sell. They said if you could sell air, you could sell anything.
You could do it.
I'm selling air, baby.
He's doing it.
Now
you like living in Miami.
I love living in Miami. I basically didn't like living in West Palm.
I can see that.
And but I took that knowledge from West Palm and sales and parlayed it to, I work in finance now at my career, which we'll get into. I work in financial services, sales, obviously. But just a little bit further south. So
what's the vibe of Miami? What do you think the difference is? What makes you Miami unique to you for the rest of the country? And you've been around.
To use a sport versus West Palm or the rest of the country or what?
Just in general, Miami's
I think
vibe.
versus, because I lived in Fort Lauderdale, I lived in West Palm, I went to school in Tallahassee, I lived in Orlando. It's just, to use a sports analogy, I think it's just varsity down here and there's a lot of JV stuff going on everywhere else.
Ooh.
No offense, everyone else.
Don't take offense.
Just like anything you could do anywhere else other than maybe Disney World, it's here in South Beach.
Yep.
You want to go to the beach, it's here. You want to go to a club, it's here. You want to go to restaurants, it's here.
It's everything.
So
it's like New York with palm trees.
Exactly.
That's what I tell people a lot of times.
And guys like you who come down from New York dominate.
Dominate.
It's a very slow lifestyle down here. So they can't keep up with guys like you.
You live very close to Miami Arena.
Yes.
And so you get a lot of Heat games.
A lot of games.
Now, you happy Wade came back?
Yeah. Very.
I talked to you last week. You were going to a Philly game, I believe?
Yeah. So I have a lot of friends that play in the NBA.
Yeah, that's right. You could name a couple.
Yeah, I'll name drop. So one of my best friends is Kelly Olynyk.
Okay.
Plays for the Heat. Obviously, Wade. Josh Richardson, a couple other guys that play for the Heat, good friends with. But I met all these guys through my best friend, whose name is Chris Humphries.
Of course.
So you might remember a little...
from the Kardashians.
From the Kardashian
I think, unfortunately, he doesn't want to be known for that. More about his basketball. But he's a good player.
Well,
is he still in the NBA?
He retired this year, I guess, unofficially. He hasn't announced it yet.
Okay.
So, but I would always tell him, yeah, you want to be known as a basketball player, but the world knows you as the guy that married Kim Kardashian, so it is what it is, homie.
Yeah, for him, I thought he got a bad rap. Me personally, I just felt that, you know what, he got a little bit in a vacuum and something, as an outsider, you know it, I don't know it. I just know perception. It seemed like he got a little sucked in to the whole thing.
Oh, sucked in. He got completely sucked in, sucked out, sucked everything, but... I guess if Kim Kardashian and everyone's like, was it real? Was it real? Was it real? It was real.
Yeah.
We hung out. They were dating. They got engaged.
You were
like,
at
it was
the
a
wedding,
whole thing.
you?
I was a groomsman at the wedding. I walked Chloe's little ass down the aisle. Big ass.
What was your vibe of them?
My vibe of them. So when
and keep it clean.
What
was your vibe?
Were
they fake? Were they real?
No.
Is it what they are?
I guess down the line, I got along with Kim very well.
Okay.
Same age actually.
Yeah.
She's probably 37, 38 now. I'm 38. Chris is younger than me. He's 5 years younger. So he's 32. At the time, she was 30, so he was 25.
Mm-hmm. Did you think it was going to work out?
I don't think anything's ever going to work out. So I wasn't like...
This podcast is going to work out.
Yeah, I don't know if this podcast is going to work out, but did I think that they were going to be married for 100 years? No.
No.
Did I think it was going to be 72 days? No, I took the over on that.
Nice.
Boom. Lost that bet. But... In actuality, what actually happened was they were dating. Mm-hmm. They fell in love very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and this is her words, not mine. I'm 30. I want to get married soon, and like, she happened to be dating my studly 6'9" basketball player friend at the time. Mm-hmm. Half black. That's a requirement.
No curse.
Not, and. They genuinely were together. It just, I think...
fizzled out. But I mean, as a whole, what do you, when you see reality of any of them, is it what they are? Because like when people say
it's
Greek,
all
you're
staged.
Greek.
It's all staged.
I know, but is their personality, the question is what they are.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much them?
I mean, I could tell you, like, just down the line, Kim's actually a sweetheart.
Good.
Courtney is a little moody and annoyed. Me and Scott, her guy, became kind of buddy.
Yeah.
You know, drinking, hanging, this
Yeah.
and that. Adam, why are you taking Scott out? I'm like, take Scott out. You're taking me out.
Yeah.
Like, Chloe was actually kind of cool and funny, but hated on Chris a lot. So that, didn't
Chloe
go
did
well.
a show down here years ago. She did a radio show, Chloe After Dark.
Yeah,
I remember
that worked out well.
For iHeart. It wasn't on that long.
Oh, all right. That's right.
But again, that's unique, and that's how you
Yeah.
got to just segue with these
So yeah, so
NBA players.
through Chris and his agent and his agency, he was in the league for 13 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, long
You get
time.
a paycheck 13 years in the NBA, you got to be a baller.
Bananas.
They're just not giving out checks.
Yeah, I mean, and he's way better than people even think that he really is. Like, the guy's 6'9", and he's wet from behind three. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And still can't stay in the league right now. So through him, I made a lot of friends. And I would always tell guys that I meet the same thing. Like, you don't need to call me when you're in New York. I got nothing for you in L.A. I'm not your guy in Chicago. But when you come to Miami, I got you.
What's your favorite restaurant in Miami?
Favorite restaurant, low-key favorite restaurant is a restaurant called Ola that my friend owns. O-L-A, come down to South Beach. Brian Lieberman. It's a Latin fusion type restaurant. Amazing food.
I like
Mention
Prime
my name, half off.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I was at Prime 112. I love
Right.
that. I went to Versace Mansion last week for my birthday, which was excellent.
Yeah.
We had a great
Why do you
time.
love Prime 112 so much?
You know what? I had a connection with them. One of my good buddies worked there, and every time I go down, they're at Prime Italian or Prime 112.
Yeah.
They take
You
care
get
of me.
along with Miles, the owner? Have you met
I
Miles?
got engaged there. It was the place I got engaged. So it was cool. And then I went over to the Majrian, and we had a nice place over there, and it worked out well. They took care of me. So, I like to stay with my friends.
Yeah.
And I love the steak there. It's a great scene,
Gotcha.
too. I mean, it's definitely the hot spot that's had a great run for how many years? A decade and change.
Bananas hotspot, great run. The last time I was there, I went with Kelly and some Heat players.
Yeah.
And Michelle Obama showed up.
Oh, what? That was about a month ago.
And took our table. It's yours, Mrs. Obama.
You
yeah.
could go.
We probably spent 3 hours waiting for an appetizer because Miss Obama showed up. Much respect to her.
They have the private hotel there, too, which is very nice. I stayed there
Yeah.
a lot. It's only got 12 rooms.
Right.
Really
Did you get in there okay?
I always did. Always
Okay,
did.
always did.
I can
You
get
never
you in
have
the
a
Falcon
problem.
Easter Sunday. Remember that? It's a Greek podcast. I'm sitting with my boy Adam. It is March Madness. Everybody wants their bracket. Everybody wants to know who to pick. Estimate $10 billion is bet on March Madness. That's an estimate, $10 billion. I think that's way, way low. I think a lot more money. I'm sure everybody's got office pools. Everybody's got picks. The money that's bet. Now, again, you're not into sports like you once were, correct?
Correct. I'm not into college as much as I used to be.
Yeah.
I'm more into NBA.
NBA.
NFL a little bit, but more NBA.
Yeah. You like living around where you are by the arena?
For me, you're living 2 minutes from South Beach for half the price. So,
Which is great.
Yeah, and the views are insane. So I go to all the Heat games. Kelly gives me a lot of tickets, or get a lot of tickets.
So you'll take me to
for
a game?
free, whatever you want.
All right, he's going to take me to a game.
It's
You're
on
talking about a
camera
Greek
now.
Podcast.
You can't even go back on it now. On
Now
camera.
you can't go back on.
Yeah, I mean, my problem with college, and I tell this to all the NBA guys, it's like, unless you have a team that you're live and die for, I love Duke and that's it, I love
Well,
Duke.
a lot of times people come from, they went there.
Yeah,
Or
it's a lot of turnover and freshmen and graduating and this, and it's like, even if I like a team, the next year it's totally different. I stopped caring.
All right, so your generation where you guys are at is a lot more with dating today is everything on the phone. Everything's there. Swiping left, swiping right.
You're throwing me into that generation, all right?
Well, in a way. I'm going to say it.
Just so you know, I'm the oldest millennial, 1980.
Okay. All right, so what? But you're
right.
still in it.
I'm in it.
You're in it.
I'm in it to win
You got 2 feet in. The catch counts. Now, do you partake in that? And what are the good and bad points about it?
It's funny. I was just talking with my boy Andy about this.
Well, then there shouldn't be a tough question.
No, exactly. Am I in it? Yes. I'm not. I've actually never done an online date.
Oh,
Okay.
so you don't do
I've
that.
never done like a Match.com or
Okay.
a Bumble. I've never done that.
Okay. I can see you owning a company like that.
I wish. I have slid in some DMs before on Instagram specifically. You familiar with this?
No, go ahead.
You're not familiar with sliding in a DM?
No.
Oh, this is some
Go ahead.
flavor.
You have the Greek podcast.
So, I mean, on Instagram, to be specific,
yes.
it's like one big just nightclub, but online.
Okay.
People are posting pictures of partying, hanging, this, that, the other. As an example, you see a pretty girl and you're just like,
Checking her out.
you're checking her out, you could hit DM, which stands for direct message.
Okay.
Now you're like, hey, Nicole, what
I'm at
up?
Prime Cigar. You want to come over and meet me?
Straight up.
Yeah.
And sometimes they ignore you. Sometimes they say,
Yes.
I'm on my way. Like,
That's
who
cool.
knows? So the answer is yes, I have no online dating per se. Yes, sliding in a DM.
All right. Now, do you see yourself? You're not married.
No, not.
You were married, were you?
I was in a serious relationship, engaged, but
And that broke off.
broke off. Yes.
I can see you being single for a while. I think you should
Thanks,
wait.
bro.
Yeah, you definitely should wait.
How old were you when you got married?
Ooh, I couldn't even tell you. Yeah, I'm only married 123 days.
It's like a jail sentence. We're counting the days now.
I'm married 123 days.
But so when I remember, when I started at Clear Channel, and he was like a godfather back then, like an older brother. I was 22.
Yeah, and
So
I used to take you to a couple clubs and stuff
Take
like
me
that.
out, teach me the ropes. I didn't know what I was doing.
I saw something in you that they didn't. It's obvious. I did. I said,
Thanks.
this kid's a winner.
Thanks.
I thought so. I thought you had a good career ahead of you. I said, it might not be here,
Yeah.
but this kid can sell himself, and I thought you had something. And
Thank
obviously,
you.
I was right.
I mean,
You're doing very well.
Thank you.
You're living
Things
in
are good.
Miami.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wasn't
Things
wrong.
are
I bet
good.
on the right horse.
Thank you.
I mean, you might have broke out slow, but as the race ended,
Yeah,
you took
I
off.
was strong in the finish line, slow out the gates. I think, back to dating, I remember you were single, like notoriously single
My whole life, yes.
for your whole life.
Yeah, in and out.
And whenever I would ask you, like, Greek, look, I'm talking, you're like, don't worry, be single.
Yeah, and we had a mutual friend.
Yeah, Josh,
who
yeah.
ended up getting married for, I think, 3
Married,
weeks.
yeah, exactly. He had a shorter marriage than Kim and Chris did. This happens in my crew, I guess.
And we both told him not to get married.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
We were doing.
Yeah.
We were at an adult entertainment place in West Palm Beach. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there. Again, that's where a lot of our meetings were. And I was like, what are you doing? Why are you getting married? And it worked out. He's happy now.
Well, I've been with her for a long time. I owe it to her. It's like, we owe it to her.
You don't owe it to her.
Owe it to yourself.
That's it.
Yeah, I have actually we won't burden their eardrums, but I remember being in a limo
Yes.
on the way to I was a groomsman in our friend Josh's wedding.
Yes.
Reason we actually even know each other even. And everyone's partying in the limo, the groomsman, and he's on one end, like straight across, and I'm on one end, and he's sitting there like this on his wedding day.
I
Like-
remember it was the only wedding I
Yeah.
went to, and I've been at many weddings, where in the men's room, I took money out of the envelope. Because I knew he wasn't going to
Let me
stay
get half of this back.
When I talked to him, I said, bro, how you doing? He goes, oh my God, I got to blow this up. I was like, I'll be right back.
Be right back. It was going to be 300, now you got 150. Good luck.
So it worked out well. But again, a lot of different connections with us. I love that you're doing so well. You're very big in the financial world right now. We're going to get into that, what you're trying to do, how you're trying to help people, which
Yeah.
is big. Because I respect anybody who's trying to help people if they want to listen.
Young people.
That's
Help
right.
young people.
That's right. So when they get a little bit older, they have something.
Hopefully, if they
Because the
listen.
mindset is blow, blow, blow.
Spend that
Especially here. Especially
Yes.
in Miami.
Oh, this is sort of the impetus for me even starting this.
That's
yeah,
right.
For
It's
sure.
March Madness. It's the Greek podcast. We're going to come back to you live. We are in Brickell today. Usually we're in Boca, but we're at Prime Cigar, Monte Cristo. Great place. Check it out. I love this place. You'll love the atmosphere. We're in the VIP room. You want to come here for a cigar, hang out, watch a game. This place, I couldn't do any better. I put this next to the Wynn Casino. When I walked in a Wynn, there's nothing I could do better. Here, I wouldn't change a thing. It's a Greek podcast. We'll be back. We'll talk to Mr. South Beach about what he's trying to do, what he's trying to achieve for the young people. This kid should get a medal, don't you think? Peace. Like my cigar. Greek podcast. That's right. We're Prime Cigar on Brickell on the road. Love this place. Love the atmosphere. We're just hanging out. It's March Madness. I'll give you a couple picks before I leave. Whether or not they win, that's up to who knows who. But if they win, I'm great. If they lose, what are you going to do? It's a pick. I'm joined by my boy Adam. He's joined Mr. South Beach. Got all the moves down here. And he does a lot of different things. But Adam's going to tell us what he's trying to do, what he's trying to achieve, and what he's trying to make people realize about making money's great, but you got to save some, and everybody usually blows it, and nobody's gone through more money than your boy. Adam, so what are you doing? What's going on? And what's happening?
What do you mean nobody's been through more money than you, huh?
I had to blow millions.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Would you regret any of that? Take any of that?
No, I wouldn't
Really?
change places with anybody. No. I've
Really?
been blessed. I'm very
Well, you
blessed.
could have an extra couple million in the bank. You wouldn't change that?
I think if I was gay, I think that was my one bad move.
All right.
I had a chance years ago to sleep with Merv Griffin. I didn't. That was my
Should have
mistake.
took him up on that.
I should have.
Could have got on the show and
Beverly Hills
everything.
Hotel,
Wow.
Beverly Hills Hilton for years, and I was an actor years ago, and that's where I used to stay. I got a scholarship with Strasbourg, and I became friends with Merv Griffin. And I used to go there in the morning. I would stay there, and I would go for a swim, and we became friends. And I didn't really know what was going on. And people on the radio noticed with Real Radio, and I told the story, and Merv became friends with me.
How old Merv Griffin?
What?
How old is he?
He died.
He's dead.
Yeah,
Merv
so-
Griffin's dead.
Yeah, but
You're hanging out with dead people? Like, that's how old you are?
We're
You look,
talking
you
about-
look younger than you really are, probably.
But we're talking 80s, late
Oh.
80s, early 90s.
Gotcha.
So he's a billionaire beyond
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune, his
Yeah.
show,
Wow.
owned the hotels, casinos in Bahamas. But he was very
You were a
friendly.
young kid then in the 80s,
Oh,
though.
yeah, I was a baby. But he took it took really a liking to me and my crew. Well, 4 of my friends out there, I must have stayed there for a month straight.
Wow.
That's where they have the Golden Globes every year. So Merv and I became friends, and again, we just used to talk in the morning, hang out. Then he had a party up his house. He wanted me to come to his house. I didn't come. But he used to have a place, Trader Vic's, was a special, like a bar. And I used to go there. Me and my friends used to bet games. And this was in the 80s, so the TVs were up there, and I'd be like, he gave me a little card. He goes, Greek, if you have a problem, and Merv used to call me Greek, he goes, you call this guy. He's a manager. He'll take care of you. So we wanted to watch Florida State, BYU game. We had big money on Florida State, me and my friends. And the guy wouldn't change. He had the news on. I said, dude, I know Merv. You sure you do? So I called the number. The guy came in. He goes, that's Greek. Put the game on for him.
The Merv Griffin hookup.
Yeah, so I made a mistake. Now, if I hooked up with Merv, I would have the millions in the bank. But not, I'm doing radio for iHeart. I'm doing okay. So tell me what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve for the young people.
For the young people. All right, so where do I start? So I just launched a show.
Okay.
It's called Saz Talks Money.
Okay.
So my last name is Saznick. Everyone calls me Saz, Adam Saznick. Saz Talks Money. So how did this show start? So, like we mentioned, I between the ages of 22 and 28, I must have had 100 different jobs. I was working in radio sales. I used to do stand-up comedy. I was a promoter in South Beach. I ran a bar. I ran a club.
Yep.
I was a teacher. I was just figuring out my life. 2006, 2007, I get a job working for basically a startup hedge fund type brokerage.
Cool.
Right? Started off as a cold caller.
Yeah.
Paid my dues.
Yeah, bottom of the line.
Bottom of the line, put in 2 years of making no money. Next thing you know, 2008, make my first 100 G's. I'm on top of the world. I'm 28, economy crashes, right? And I see all these people around me that were making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions, and major institutional players overnight go to nothing, big nothing burger. And at that very moment, I understood something what I called the save that money mentality. So the show that I'm doing, it's a show to teach young Americans, millennials, what have you, about money and basic personal finance.
Save
It's
for
a
a
free
rainy
show.
day.
Beyond Save for a Rainy Day, that's a part of it. So the show is called Saz Talks Money, and I go around, I talk to anyone and everyone from NBA players to homeless people, all about their perspective on money.
Now, we had a conversation on the phone about a week ago, just going back and forth, and you were like, wow, you get it.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about things that you need, that you really should have, a couple basic things
Right.
that help somebody get to that next level. And a lot of experts will say, which is very hard for, I think, the average American, that you should have 6 months saved. That
Right.
if you lose your job, you're 6 months, you're good. And that's a rare number.
Yeah, I think they say that some absurd amount, 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
So there's a good chance that at least half your listening audience is like, yep, I got to get to work.
I say 80%.
Okay,
Yeah.
80%. Take the over on that. So the point that I started realizing, like, all right, because at one point I was still learning the game.
Sure.
Now I'm sort of teaching the game. But in my late 20s, early 30s, as the economy started heating back up, and I had this save that money mentality, and I started making real money. Went from making 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and you're making serious money. But at night, you go out and you're hanging with all your friends in South Beach who have no clue what they're doing. They're spending all their money. They're living that YOLO, ball out
Yep.
mentality. So it's like I was living in two different worlds.
They're
where I
paying
was,
for their rent in their car.
yeah. And the car, don't get me started on cars. Biggest depreciating asset, worst expense you could possibly have. Haven't had a car in 8 years. I've just saved that money, put it in the market.
Well, again,
know?
you live in Miami, so you don't really need a car.
Well, there's a lot of cities that you don't need a car.
Yeah, but I'm
These
saying for
convers-
suburbia, though, they need
yeah,
a
if you're
car.
living in Bumble,
Well, no.
yeah, you might need a car.
Fort Lauderdale, anywhere. Jupiter, Boca, you need a car.
The point when I get with cars is Uber didn't exist 5 years ago.
No.
Lyft didn't exist 5 years ago.
No.
The thought of just Ubering to work wasn't even a concept you had in your brain 5 years ago. Now, maybe your car lease is coming up.
Yeah.
You know, I had a little episode that I did. So we do a lot of episodes. We're talking to all sorts of people. I did an
He's an episode guy.
An episodic kind of person. I did an episode the episode's called With My Homie Miguel.
Yeah.
Miguel's my homie. He makes 50 grand a year. He works in telecommunications, construction, whatever. And Miguel said, Adam, I want to get a car. I said, oh, okay, what kind of car? Well, I've had my eyes on this Lexus 2012. It's going to be 20 grand. And I said, all right, Miguel, you're going to be an episode. We're going to sit you down. And here's Miguel's life with a car. Here's Miguel's life without a car.
Okay.
And the bottom line was we did your car payment's $400 a month, your gas, your insurance, your SunPass, your maintenance, your oil changes.
Sure.
Oh, Miguel, you're a cool guy. You're going to put tints on the car, right? Oh, of course I'm going to put tints. Parking, valet.
It was almost 40% of his income.
It's $1,000 a month for this guy.
Yeah.
So it's 12 grand a year for someone who makes 50 grand minus taxes. I mean, I go, look, what are you going to use the car for the most? Because it turns out he had a work vehicle. I'm like, all right, so you got a work vehicle.
Just to
you
go
don't
out
even
at
need
night.
the car Monday through Friday.
just to go out
It's
at
your
night.
chill car. It's like, well, if I want to go on a date with the chick, I go, hey, let me tell you something. Number one, you should just take an Uber because you're probably going to go out and have drinks. Yes. But I go, even if you drive, you know what's going to happen when you get to that restaurant on your date? You're going to be so damn broke, you can't even afford dinner. So we also looked at his life of what it was like. All right, if you just take your work car to work Monday through Friday, it's a blessing to have a work car for free, and just Uber on the weekends. He'd end up spending a couple grand a year versus 12 grand a year.
Easy.
I go, all that extra money, that 10 grand you're saving, oh, by the way, you're having the car for 5 years.
Yeah.
So you total it all up, it's 50 grand in your pocket, Miguel.
1 year take home.
Right. That's 1 year take home for you just not to fall victim to, I need a car payment.
Because society says it.
So these are the types of things that we're discussing. So for young Americans that are maybe just entering the workforce, they don't have a 401k. They don't know about a 401k.
Yes.
They don't know about savings. They don't know about the stock market, investing. This is so we're
401k is the best thing, I think, for most people if you work with a company. One
Agreed.
of the best things I ever did.
Especially if they have a match.
Yeah,
but
it's great.
So the point is, what we're doing is making these very basic financial conversations. There's not a lot of new stuff going on other than the technology, Uber type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're taking that and we're making it cool and young and fun. So we'll go to sports games, talk to people at the game.
I saw him at the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, I saw him at the Orange Bowl. We go to hip hop concerts, talk to people there. We go to Heat games, talk to people there. There's a model volleyball event that my friends throw in South Beach. We're talking to models. So it's the exact opposite of this stuffy 60-year-old white guy that's like, hi, are you planning for retirement? Millennials are tuning that guy out. Mm-hmm. They want someone who's young and just like, yo, I get it. You want to party, you want to have fun, but you could still save money and understand how money works at the same time.
So what is your ultimate goal?
So the ultimate goal is obviously for our show to sort of blow up and to be a voice of reason.
Say a guy makes $700 a week, average guy.
$700 a week.
So he's making $39,000. I'm saying average.
Yeah.
I'm talking regular society.
Regular people.
Or you want to do 100 grand, it's fine.
Yeah.
He makes 100 grand a week, 100 grand a year. He's bringing home 2,000. He's netting. You take out the 28%. Right there, boom, boom, boom. What is the percentage you feel he should save on $1,000 a week if he's bringing home 700?
It's not so much what that guy should quote unquote save. So I've developed sort of like a little system that you sort of have it's a 6 point, it's called the SAS 6-point check system to be chilling. Number one, have a budget. I don't care if you're
first thing
making,
I said in conversation.
number one.
Yeah.
If you're like, well, I think number one is something else, you're wrong. Number one, obviously you need to have a job and make money. So that's step 0 actually.
Yeah.
Without that, you're just broke, who cares?
Your tapioca.
Your tapioca pudding, exactly. So you need to have a job, whatever your job is, make money. Number 2, figure out how much is coming in the door and how much is going out the door. Big thing to think about.
Now, they have said, and experts have said in articles, that it has changed over the last 20 years, where years ago, and I remember my dad telling me, 30% of your net should be your basic living in rent.
It's about, So
but now, I just read an article about a couple weeks ago, Miami Herald, they were showing, where now a lot of people, it's almost 60 and 65%.
Of your rent?
Your rent is, or of your net.
Especially in the cities like New York, D.C., San Francisco.
Everywhere.
Yeah, you need a roommate.
But
the answer is a roommate.
Yeah, or you got to get a less place.
One of the two.
Yeah.
But yes, the number that you should be spending on rent or living expenses is somewhere between 25% and a third.
Okay.
So if you're spending half
you got a problem.
on just walking into your door before you have food in there, air condition, heat.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about all that, all under one roof.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about your.
But the rent is the bulk of that.
Yeah,
Utilities are what,
but your
$100 a month?
Yeah, utilities, cable, whatever.
Right.
Your phone, say it like that.
So number one, it starts with a budget. Correct. And within a budget, there's something called the 50-30-20 rule, where it basically says 50% of your take-home pay should go to your needs.
Yes.
You need this. It's not a question.
Not a want.
You need a roof over your head. You need clothes. You need
it's a necessity.
food, necessities, needs. 50%. 30% can go to your wants. I want to go to the movies. I want to get Netflix. I want to go get a drink.
I want to get a lap
Great.
dance.
Lap dance. Hell yeah. 20% should go to your savings and or paying off debt.
Cool.
So perfect segue to step 2 is making sure, especially for young people out there, as much as you can, staying out of debt.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem, I think, with a lot of millennials these days.
Because credit cards became so
Student
easy.
loan debt and credit card debt and auto loan debt is an all-time highs in this country.
Yes.
And it's shocking that we didn't learn from 2008. So once you have a budget and you're getting out of debt, you can start to begin to save, save 6 months, start to invest, 401ks, Roth IRAs, basic vanilla stuff.
And then
that a lot of young people don't even know about that.
Yeah, and then they'd be surprised.
And then
3
maybe you
years
get
down
some
the road.
insurance, health insurance, life insurance. Like, that's really it. That's the name of the game. And then you're what is known as chilling.
That's right.
If you have all that covered, it's not like, hold on, you mean there's not 50 steps I need to know? It's really just these 6 steps just to be okay. And because someone's like, well, I don't even know if I want to do all that. It's like, well, you're living in America.
Yeah, you have to.
You're in a capitalist society.
Yes. And it's a
You're
great
not living in
country.
Thailand. So if you want to move to Thailand and live on a beach and not make money, God bless you. But if you want to live in America, you got to understand that you're in the game.
That's right. Wow, those are some simple rules. Now, where
It's
can people
simple.
get you?
So my website, soztalksmoney.com, sostalksmoney.com. My Instagram, Adam Soz Money, Adam SOS Money at Instagram. And everything's just at soztalksmoney.com. That's it. We're talking money. We talk all things money. That's it.
Adam, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. It's the Greek Podcast. We're at Prime Cigar and Brickell. Now, the rest of my afternoon is very busy. I got to get a manicure. I'm going over to my favorite clothes store, Stitch, right down the street. Love this place. Great clothes if you're in the area. March Madness, I'll give you my final 4. Arizona, Duke, Gonzaga. Arizona, Duke, Gonzaga. Who was the 4th one? Arizona, Duke, Gonzaga.
Miami.
Now, Miami's losing the first round.
man.
So it's Arizona and Gonzaga and Duke and Villanova. You know, not really out of the box, but I think Arizona wins the whole thing. That's my pick. It's a Greek podcast. Make sure you listen to Real Radio all the time. Rover in the morning, The Penthouse, Johnny C, Jayla, and that other guy. You got the Love Doctors in the afternoon. We are the home of March Madness. We got all the games, the Final 4, and the championship. Greek podcast. See you in a couple weeks. Adam, thanks for stopping
Can
by.
I give a shout out to my friends at ZZR, Josh Cohen, Johnny C, the Love Dog. That was my first job, those guys.
Yeah, that's
Lexi, she's still there?
Lexi's gone.
Oh, okay. Good
Lexi's
knowing
gone.
you, Lexi.
Josh is gone too.
Josh is gone too.
Josh is with ESPN now.
All right. Well, good knowing
Johnny
you guys.
C, Dano, they're all there.
Good to see. Good. I hope they're doing great.
Yeah.
And much success to everyone
And
over
again,
at
if you
iHeart.
want your money to grow, check this guy out. Find him in East Miami. But he gave you the website. Go ahead. Give him one more shot.
soztalksmoney.com. And if you don't need it, tell your nephew, tell your kids, tell your daughter, tell your son. Young people need financial help, the basics.
That's it. You got to have money if you want to be a baller. Peace!